Hello everyone, so welcome back to the channel. I'm back with another update video. So today gold is up. We have seen some nice bullish reaction on gold starting from yesterday, and gold is just continuously making some highs on the smaller time frame. So we have to talk about why and if the buyers are already in, or if the trend, if there's another leg up coming on gold or not. So we will talk about this, and let's just jump to the video. So I have taken some bullish position on gold. I know in my previous video I was talking about gold sells, and I was talking about gold sells for a long time, and we actually saw some bearish reactions on gold. Okay, we actually saw, but those were not the moves which I was talking about. We just saw it continuously to range. But yesterday I updated in my Telegram channel that I have shifted my bias due to some sentimental reasons, and I will attach the screenshot here in the video, and you can see that I updated. So yeah, Telegram channel receives update on time. So if you're not in the Telegram channel, then I urge you to join. It's totally free. You get all my updates and analysis in the Telegram channel. I will drop the link in description. Now moving on to the gold and what factors are causing gold to start the upward movement. We will talk about them now. So it seems like that the buyers are now currently present in the markets. And yeah, you can clearly see that we broke this resistance area and we like retested it kind of. There was a false breakout. We moved back up. There was a retest of that resistance area which became a support after the breakout, and then we started to make some higher highs. The actual move started from this demand area, okay? So the bottom of this range. The reason is why we are seeing such moves and what's coming next. Tomorrow we have some important data, which is the CPI, and then we have the PPI. So these two data are going to be very important. We have the inflation data, and these two data are going to impact the market, as they will impact the rate cut decision, which is very much directly linked with gold. So yeah, it's going to be very important data, so we will talk about it. And this time I think it's going to be a little more important, and the reaction people might not understand that what's going to happen. So we will talk about it. So basing talking about first that why we are seeing this move, why we have seen such moves starting from yesterday, how the buyers are coming back when everything was normal. So the very first thing which I want to mention here, which I also mentioned mainly in my Telegram channel, is that China, there was some news from China, and those for those of you who don't know, China is the main producer or manufacturer or purchaser of gold. So you can say that the China is the main stakeholder of gold. Okay, so there was some news from China that they may be doing taking some steps to stimulate the economy, to boost the economy. So if the economy of China starts to perform well, so China being the most important stakeholder of gold, the demand of gold will rise. And the other news which came again out from China was that the Chinese central bank resumed its purchases on gold. So for those of you who don't know, China was actually buying massive amounts of gold for this year, but they paused their purchases some 4 to 5 months ago. Paused their purchases of gold. But yesterday there was a news that the Central Bank of China has again started to resume its purchases. So these two were the main triggers which caused gold to start the upward move, or which gave some hope to the buyers. One more thing which I want to talk about here, which I took a little long to understand, but now as I have known it and as I've got it, I will share it with you. So here, if we move on to the a little higher time frame, let's go on H4. Okay, so let me just show you my entries first. So I took an entry here. Okay, so it's now at just break even. It's risk free. I took another entry here today, and it's also at the stop loss of it is also at break even. So it is also a risk free trade, and the TP is just here for my second trade, which is actually a scaled in position. So yeah, if just gold decides to go back here or back down here, then I will just be taken out of my position and I will plan new trades. But as long as we are going to the highs, I am good, my trade is going good. Okay, now talking about the fundamental factors, and what I realized later was that we had a NFP report last week. Okay, so the NFP report came out relatively good for the US economy, which could have caused some bearish moves in gold. And I expected that bearish move to like continue a little longer and go till at least 2580 areas, but it didn't. So what I failed to understand at that time was that, let me tell you, even after a relatively good NFP report, which was relatively good for the US economy, gold still managed to hold the support area for some reason. Okay, so gold was not breaking at the support area, so it was a like a sign from the market sentiment that the sellers are not strong enough, the buyers are still here for some reason, and the NFP report is not that good to trigger more gold sells. So I got a little late to understand that, and yeah, I admit that. But as soon as I saw some breakout of this range, and as soon as I saw that the China is again buying gold, that the China is shifting its policies a little bit, then I became back up full on gold. So these were some reasons. And yeah, understanding fundamentals is a bit complicated. Sometimes you may mess up, but fundamentals are the actual market movers. So I messed up here a little bit. Okay, I messed up here a little bit when I failed to understand what the NFP report is actually saying. So that was my fault. But right, for now, I seen that I'm in the right direction. So the main point is what's coming next. Is this rally, this little rally, is strong enough to continue, or will we see a false breakout and then we will see continue going on the lower side? What I think for now is that with the situation, the renewed tensions in the Middle East, and Chinese central bank started to buy gold again, and the stimulus in the China's economy, I think with all those factors, this rally can actually continue. And also, as we have broken this range, so the trend is again in the favor of gold bulls now. So these are some main reasons. And also one more important thing, which is about the US economy. The US economic data is doing just okay. Okay, so it's not skyrocketing, it's not too good, it's just okay. Okay, so like it's at a point that okay, we are just stable, we are just at the edge. Okay, so we are just not breaking, we are not skyrocketing, we are just on the neutral side. But at the same time, the inflation is rising. Okay, the inflation is rising, and at the same time, the unemployment rate is also on the rise. Now this is going to be a little bit complicated from here, so I will try to break it down for you step by step. First, you have to understand, if inflation rises, like I will make you understand the story which is currently present in the markets for some months. So if the inflation rises, then the central bank will look to hike their rates. Okay, interest rates. Okay, and if they hike their interest rates, then this is in turn a bearish sign for gold. Okay, so this is the basic interpretation of this. But at the same time, there's another story here, and that is, if the inflation is rising, okay, let's say that the inflation is rising. Okay, so this will bring in a rate cut story. Okay, that there would be no rate cuts, and rate would be hiked. So but along with these, if we see that the economy is not performing that well, or maybe that the labor market, the unemployment rate is ticking on the upside, then this creates a new scenario. That scenario is known as stagflation. Okay, so stagflation is another form of inflation which we will talk about in details later, but right now just understand what I'm saying. So this will create another scenario which is stagflation, and stagflation is actually too bullish for gold. Okay, so that's, and currently there may arise some concerns of stagflation. Now let's understand that why stagflation is bullish for gold. See, let's say you are a consumer. Okay, so if you are like a citizen of the US economy and you see that the prices are continuously rising, and at the same time the economy is just doing okay, it's not doing that well. So even at this point, it's a point of concern for you that why these prices are rising, what to do now. This is a point of uncertainty for you. And now for addition, to bring some extra uncertainty, if at the same time you are not getting jobs, or if the unemployment rate is rising, then this adds up to the uncertainty. So right now we are not this is not a stagflation era, because it's not that much concerning for now, but it can become a concern. Okay, so there are fears of this which brings uncertainty, and uncertainty is in turn bullish for gold. So this is the situation, and I hope you understand that I try to break it down in as simple words as I could. So this is the situation in which we currently are present. Now, most people would not understand that tomorrow we have the inflation data, and generally, in general cases, if inflation rises, then gold goes down. Okay, in general cases, because this bring in some rate hike story. But for now, where we are currently present is a fear of stagflation. So if we see that the inflation is rising tomorrow, then this may not trigger gold bears. What I mean by this is that even if we see that the inflation tomorrow is rising, then still this may not cause gold to fall, but rather it may cause gold to continue on the upside. And the reason behind it is stagflation, which I just told you. So a rising inflation tomorrow, and on Thursday maybe we have the PPI data. So a rising inflation can cause some fears about stagflation, and if that actually happens, then gold can very well continue to the upside. So this is the thing now. So what I want you to be aware of, that even if today the inflation data comes positive for the US economy, don't look for gold sales. Okay, so like it actually depends on your own strategy, but I'm just warning you that this is a scenario which is building up, and I would be not selling gold even if inflation rises tomorrow. Instead of that, I will be looking for some dips which we may get with a strong inflation, and then I will start to look for more continuation of the bias. So this is the basic interpretation of this. And with tomorrow's inflation data, this is going to be very much important data, because it will clarify if the stagflation is a concern or not, if the Fed is going right, or if we are getting a soft landing or not. So the tomorrows and on Thursday, the inflation data are going to be very much important, and also they are going to be very much important for the FOMC rate cut decision, which is going to happen on 18th of December. So yeah, this was pretty much it for the video. I hope you liked the video, and if you liked it, make sure you subscribe and press the bell icon. Also, if you are not in our Telegram channel, we post regular updates there, and the Telegram channel also gets updates on time. So make sure you join that. It's totally free. The link is given in description. If you have any questions, you can ask in the comment section, or you can also question me personally in my Telegram. Happy trading. We will meet in the next video. Best of luck.